Okay, here's the first tube, and it should be the rectifier tube, the 5Y3. And we'll see if that shows up on camera there. I'll try to get it at the right angle, but it does appear to be the 5Y3. And again, I'd mentioned earlier the schematic shows that a 5Z4 can be used as well. And again, this is a Philco tube. The base is loose. You can hear that, but if the tube's good, we can fix that. Just a little super glue made for glass. And you can bond that back and square those up. So hopefully this tube is good. And this is the original Zenith tube I was talking about earlier. Excuse me for the little bit of camera shake there. I've got the camera right above the radio. You can see the Zenith branding on it, which is really neat. So maybe out of one of the radios I can get the original Zenith tubes. And let's see, I can't really make out anything here on the top. But this should be, I'm sure I can find it here. Clean off some of the crud, but again, this should be the 6F6 power tube. And look at that, that one's loose as well. You can even hear it. So that's loose at the base. Again, assuming this tube is good, we'll do the same thing and see if we can't fix that and stabilize it as well. And then this next tube should be a 6 Baker 6. I'm looking at the schematic correctly. Let me get a small screwdriver here. Okay, I didn't want to loosen up the grid cap here, so I'm going to just place this underneath it and just push this off. So I'm applying pressure here. Very strange, this tube's completely apart, but it looks like a 6Q7, not the 6 Baker 6 it should be in the radio. Not sure if that's a valid substitute for a 6B6 or not, but we'll take a look at it. And again, it's not the correct tube. You see you're missing the shield there also. But we'll set it aside. And the grid cap looks like it's tight. Alright, let me get my hands in here. I'm going to block the camera. Let me get this grid wire off and get this shield off, and then we'll pull the tube out and look at it. Well, I wasn't going to show this on camera, but I was going to pull this off using the same technique, and you can see it's already separated there. So I'm not sure if that's you're going to be able to see that on camera or not, but let me see if I can turn this back around just a little bit. But that's actually broken loose there. So the tube itself, there we go. That happens, it's common, and I'll look and see if that's sealed here, and if the vacuum itself is not lost and this is the correct tube, we'll be able to make the repair. I'll just suck the solder out of here. We'll use some again, some glue, and see if we can't reattach it, and if this leads long enough here, we'll see if we can actually repair the tube. But that'll be a bit down the road before we get to that point. Okay, we'll go ahead and get this tube shield off. That's what I was talking about there, you can see, and we'll have to take a closer look at it and see if this is repairable or not. I can feel just a bit of the wire there protruding through the glass, so I might be able to actually save this tube. Again, assuming it's the correct tube. It looks like it's a 6K7, and that's what it should be. So this is the IF amplifier, and no problem at the base. So this particular tube itself just been compromised here on the grid itself. Let me get back in here and remove this. Again, I'm just getting a small screwdriver in here, and I'm going to apply pressure and see if I can get up underneath. Alright, I'm going to have both hands in here. I'm going to block the view, but let me get this grid cap off and see if I can stop myself from damaging the tube itself. Okay, I was able to work that loose there. I'm going to be real careful there not to do any damage there to that coil. It already looks fragile as can be. You're going to see some camera shake here just for a minute, so see if I can't wiggle this out. And this is a 6A. Can't make out the 6. There I can. I know that's not going to show up on camera because it's so faint, but I'll have to remark the tube at the base. But it appears to be the original Zenith 6A6, which is the first detector oscillator. So that's pretty cool. We'll give it a test and see if it's any good. Alrighty, so I think that kind of gives you a better idea of what we've got now here in the radio. I'm sure we've had some mice or something here on top, looking at it with probably some urine that's caused all this rusting, or maybe again it's just been in a condition where there's just been a lot of water around or high humidity. So let me work this thing loose. I'll tell you what, I'm going to readjust the camera here. Let's take a look at the speaker real fast. And then we'll move on. I'll unbolt this thing. I think there's 4 fasteners that attach the chassis to the cabinet. Get the knobs removed and document the knob locations, and then we'll pull the chassis out, flip this thing over, and take a look at it and see what we got.